for the most part. A couple towards ladder, a couple towards T-Con. So it seems like they want to do some type of outer split with Maluk setting up some utility to help them get in. Boomich tries to get up close and gets caught.
Caught straight away, and PRT will punish him. So a great start for Team 1. As another bullet has been put in. This time it's simple. Flamey also exploding out of connector. Takes off the head of Mobs and goes in for seconds. He's also got a point to prove. There's been a lot of debate, a lot of criticism coming his way. Maluk with the Glock puts down one, but now Perfecto is there to stand his ground, and Navi claim first blood.
Good execute as they are seemingly looking to try to maybe punch into inner, but Electronic Company will be in place.
Oh, he's in place to perfection with Simple. M4 at range. HE tossed in for good measure, and this really never got rolling. This after a force fight as well. So they've yielded nothing. Not even a single graphic, because apparently this was Team 1's choice. This was not the pick of Navi. Navi went for Nuke. Team 1 went for Trade. So I think that's unreasonable as both there, does.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not really too shocking. I mean, I think that, you know, these are, make that gather over towards box halls. Valves and Skulls have had control of that area for quite some time, and now the rest of Team 1 seems to be getting in position. But we see some aggression coming, perhaps from Electronic.
Yeah, Electronic gets up ramp, gets one, but that's probably not going to be good enough. As the team goes to spill out, the bomb's actually been dropped down. Someone has to go and get that. And this is where the time could very well start to play a piece in the round, but they have shut down.
Filling their game plan for now, but they will have to make a decision here soon. And it seems like outer is going to be their target.
Flash through, boom, it's fully flash, can't see anything, and finally it's finished off by Mobs. 22 seconds to play with. Only the first piece has been removed, and there's still Perfecto and Flamey on the A side. Actually, all four now of the CTs are moving into position, and it seems that Team 1 are just way too slow. Finally getting some head of steam with a couple of frags by their side. Electronic is burning alive, but the bomb will get denied. And with the bomb denial in effect, the round will slip away. Skulls maybe can get a kill after time. Oh yeah, if it was Grim before, oh, it's got incredibly bleak. They've got two AKs, one of which was the saved AK on Skulls, and Mobs has picked himself up one. Flashbang is good. Doesn't allow the teams much safe passage. Finally, though, they have taken the head of Perfecto and run away with it. Simple and Boomich now tipping him for frags, and Flamey stuck on the side just sprays through. It seems so disjointed for Team 1. Like, they're not really pushing through together. They're now stuck in an awkward position with a Deagle and an AK, and PRT has no Kevlar behind the AK. It's looking incredibly difficult for Team 1 to get any more kills, let alone the round at this point.
Yeah, it seems like this is pretty much a done deal unless PRT just pops off. Does have the time, but he is stuck. They know exactly where he is.
He's landing some headshots at least, making it costly for Navi. It's a nice try, but ultimately goes the way.
Hey guys, we're finally gonna have Major this year. So Valve have added new stickers. Don't have money to buy them? No worries. With Go cases, you can get them for free. Simply download the app from a market, complete easy gaming tasks, and earn coins. Use coins to open the 2020 Armor case and get your sticker capsule in few minutes. Don't forget to use code VLD1 in caps to get your bonus coins. Link to the app is in the description below.
Not only, you know, kind of keep Team 1 in that slower pace style that they're already kind of naturally trying to play, but they're not really giving them other options to pick up the pace. And that's the strength of having a good, strong CT economy. Good trade, though, at inner might open something up for Team 1.
30 seconds, bomb spill, but retrieved. And now a beeline across to the side, but Simple and Perfecto are just shutting it down. No real hope. They even have the bomb across to the site, and to be fair, the Castello, he's done a decent job of picking off the head of Perfecto, and may very well get a bomb plant for his troubles, so at least gets that reward, but Simple quickly snatches his life away, as is so often the case, and it's a successful retake.
Gather up some utility and make a bit of a push here towards inner. They're blocking off Cloud, so Simple can't get the free op shot, and they're going to try to get in here.
Electronic and Simple, though, the tag team duo, once again reigning supreme. Open M4 in hand. Simple has the cross covered, actually misses his shot uncharacteristically. It may give them a chance at a post plant, but considering they have no flashes or smokes to burst out of there with. There's already incendiaries been put down to deny the fast plant. It's not looking good for the Brazilians again. Maluk, though, threads the headshot onto Electronic. Does alleviate a little bit of the pressure, but there's also a flank element coming in. Boomich is wrapping around the back. If they push out, Simple has them. If they stay in position, Boom should be able to devour them whole with the AK. And indeed, he shall.
Being so assertive on these forward positions does make it hard to try to implement some faster tactics, but you have to feel at some point you just have to try to force your way through it and see if it works, because playing the slow spread out style while you've gotten picks here and there, you've never been able to capitalize. Now this round, they once again get a 4-4 and they get a post plant kind of quickly, but they have so many low health players and they get him just on this flank and he's absolutely blindsided Maluk, and it looks like this round's already pretty much taken care of for Navi.
Well, Skulls, with 2 kills and 26 ADR, will be hoping to add quite a bit to that mark. Does get it done, but it was a scrappy frag onto Perfecto. Realistically needed the insta-1 dig. It's trying to solidify their own legacy going forward in Counter-Strike, and you know, they've been playing against some very stiff opposition. You've got to put that in perspective, you know, and yes, it's been a rough group stage thus far, as Maluk gets a really nice shot into Flamey. So at least gives them something to play with. But now Electronic's going to get into box halls. 2 players there waiting for him. Should be going down the second he peeks in, and Skulls takes his head clean off. Finally, we have Team1 with a 2-player advantage.
The bombers and ladder not committed.
They're making so much noise. Boomich could hear them both from a mile away. Plus, when he peeked up Pop Dog, he saw the bomb was there. So even though he didn't get the frag and wasn't picked off himself, it was information. Now, I think Navi may be overthinking this one as they're rotating both players onto A site. Or are they? Because T1 are now starting to come out onto A as well. And Simple, Perfecto is still alive. Simple flicks across to take down Pesadelo, and they've just nullified Maluk. That's the bomb that drops with him. They don't even have to go for frags anymore. There's not enough time. Team1 have utterly blown their own kneecaps off. They pushed back onto A in a 2-on-4.
To enter, bomb was tucked ladder, and they just didn't commit together and got picked apart.
That's just going to kill. You're already getting battered, losing an advantage like that. Not going to fare too much better. They try and rush out. We did talk about having more explosive strats, and I can respect that Team1 have tried it. But they walk into the gauntlet once again. 5v2, and Navi don't lose these rounds. They won't allow you the opportunity to slither away back in.
No, and this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, though, Vince, is when Navi are playing this forward style of defense on ladder and T-Con, and they have the economy.
It's feeling that way. It definitely is. A lot of people would have felt that would be the case going into this game, and it's definitely lived up to that mantle as simply destroys Skulls. And in doing so, gives a 5v3 again across the Navi. They have both of their ops in play. Boomich is low on 22. But the smoke's already been deployed. There's been a flash and a HG, and that's it for Team 1 to try to pass out into the fight with a Boomich has cartwheeled away Maluk. Well, it's looking like another round where Navi may not lose a single player.
No, probably not. You got Boomich out here opping instead of Simple. I mean, that's how you know Navi are just not.
We've seen these situations play out multiple times where Team 1 have had much better advantages than this current round, and they have been unable to grasp at any of them. Just one smoke remains, a molly, a flash, and a HE as they look to push their way in. Excellent entry from Mobs. That's more like it, but they get shut down with Boomich and Simple as well. Boomich now sprays in for 2 more. He's burning alive, but it's completely worthwhile. And although Pesadelo's picked up the bomb and he's trying to traverse across to the site, even if he does get a post plant coming up, I don't fancy his chances against Simple and Flamey on ops. Now, if the 1v1 goes his way, maybe there was a chance, but Flamey has taken that away with a picked up the first frag in the pistol. Will it come full circle? Will he get the first in the final round and a half? Nope. Electronic just straight through on B site and destroys Pesadelo. Skulls goes not long afterwards. And although PRT has chipped in with a frag, it's too little too late. Although he has got 2 now. So maybe they can end the half in winning ways. Electronic is waiting and biding his time in Pop Dog, but a secondary smoke is there to deal with him, and Mobs goes in for another one. Simple has been put down.
There's a chance here for the remaining members, perhaps, of T1. All on Flamey now, 1 versus 2. Low health, though, on both these players does give Flamey a chance, especially if he can land this HE grenade. Now, the bomb has been evacuated through Z, and it won't even matter. PRT will fit. So it's one of those things where Team 1 definitely have some good things going for them. They're kind of playing more of a retake inner strategy, and they're kind of just gathering up at outer, which is a solid call. But there are some ways back into the round here for Navi based on that health discrepancy on a couple of the players.
Maluk, though, puts the headshot in perfectly and a second to follow up. Electronic has to clutch a 1-on-5 with 20 seconds and no control of the bomb. It was never looking good, and Team 1.
So again, this is more about just trying to get a plant for Navi. Maluk, though, misses a shot. They start actually getting some space in the yard. Mouths only good for one, so that plant is probably coming.
Plant is down, but it looks as though Navi will be following it pretty shortly. Not too much HP, only Flamey alive on full maximum hit points. MP9, but no Kevlar. Aim punch always an issue. And although they do get the plant down, it was minimal investment. And Pesadillo, he's looking for a potential player up there in Pop Dog, but nothing's going to be forthcoming. Elsewhere on A site, 33 seconds left. Navi have to start pressing forward. Push the accelerator down to the ground, but PRT with the spray onto Boomich has 2 kills, make it 3 in quick succession. Come down and put Navi into a 1-on-4. It is simple, but really not looking too great for him. Maluk just instantly wide swings the angle. Take
initial space to get to Olaf or E-Box, or really start setting up that outer execute without taking damage or taking an unfavorable angle. So they have been stalled out. Electronic, though, with the late lurk through Ivy, those 2 kills change everything.
Oh, and now Simple can just get them as the chaos descends onto the site. They try and turn their tail around towards Ivy, and Simple pounces from Pop Dog. But that's all Electronic. That double spray.
Fairly low. And you don't want a situation where you get resets.
Very one-dimensional. Navi have got to try and bust out of Ivy and get some early aggression and some early success. They have Pesadello's watching. PRT's also keeping his eye over on the main side as Perfecto comes out. But the picks go the way of Navi. The 2 entries go the way of the T's. And suddenly Team 1 on the back foot again. There's 40 seconds to try and hold on, but that flashbang is on point. Maluk has to slightly turn his attention elsewhere. That allows the T's to now spill out into the open. But Mobs may have the nuts position, hiding in the smoke, waiting for some more bullets to be barraged out towards the side. But Maluk is going to try and take this one away. And although Perfecto's got 1, he has to try and connect the dots a little bit further. Mob's down to 16 HP. There's only 18 seconds. And Perfecto walks straight out into his crosshair. I can only have conceded an 8th.
I'll never understand why he just walked off with his knife out like that in a 1-on-1. He saw that the guy was there, and he still pulls his knife. I don't get it. Simple's already got an opening pick as well over towards the aggression at inner, and they might find another. Indeed, they do. Mouths gets caught this time around. He's been testing that position a few times. He's been successful. At that time, he's been caught, and now inner is wide open for Navi.
And they still have Electronic on the lure. Pesadillo needs kills. Gets 1, but at great cost to his life. And Simple with the peak. And PRT more than likely will walk into the arms of Electronic. Could come down to timing. Does come down to timing.
Can, but it's going to be kind of slim pickings, right? I mean, their loss bonus is...
It is most certainly dicey right now for the CTs, but maybe they can mount a comeback. Perfecto says no, resoundingly puts the bullet in the head of Pesadillo, but then overstays his welcome, pushes out, and is punished by Skulls. Now, they may be able to get their hands on that rifle as well, and they're going to try and deny this form of Boomich, who comes out with the Galil. Double spray in from Pop Dog, and PRT and Mobs can do little but try and hold on with their Deagle and M4. Only 2 flashes to accompany them, and our mollies, smokes, and more importantly, AK rounds are being dispersed. It's 16-8. We'll be heading into a quick break.
Yeah, that's a really odd passage of play there. Electronic, though, seems to be keeping his eye out for pushes in the lobby and outside. Boomich, in the meantime, does get his opening pick. Pesadillo does get caught out here behind the double stack. He's good for 1, but immediately traded, which is great news for Navi, who now have control of lower site. They have the 4-on-3. They have PRT low on HP, and now the bomb is down.
Bomb is down. 3 players remain, but PRT is a bullet away from death. Skulls and Maluk, try as they may, have got to try and rummage a path outside of these close-knit, claustrophobic angles, and they're already watching at the top side as well. Skull spots Simple, takes him down, pivots back in. Player in decon is low and has now been fragged out. Smoking off the double doors. They've got a smoke that they can put down and potentially get that defuse kit in amongst all the action, though. Electronic with his double. Tons of utility, taking no prisoners on this A hit, but the flashbang does yield the first frag. PRT actually spins around, pivots in for a second one, and Skull's posted up in heaven, rains down some righteous fury with his deagle. Suddenly, Electronic and Simple, last two of Navi standing, they do have control over the bomb, but they're isolated. Simple's already vent dove down, leaving Electronic to try and make some chaos and mayhem occur up in lobby. But he gets sideswiped from Mobs. That's another rifle at Trade's hands. And this rifle is completely and utterly gone smashed across the rocks dust. Like, unless Simple can somehow clutch this, which he can't. There is a lack of pressure, and if you do get battered in the first map, it's sort of whatever. It's par for the course. Electronic, though, straight through, gets one, instantly traded back, and Pesadillo gets the better of Boomich.
Mostly from Flamey's end. The rest of Navi still gathered up inside lobby position. Flamey trying to sneak through towards Mini. He's been caught, however, so now they're limited on the angles they can take as they do come into upper. Simple gets a great headshot there. And now, all of a sudden, Navi actually have a little bit of hope, Vince.
Yeah, most of the CTs have funneled their way off A site, so two players coming up lobby and one in heaven. 20 seconds could prove to be the final nail in the coffin, though, because one area will go unchecked. Simple, 1 on 3, 12 seconds to his name. And there is Maluk. That's a very good point. They've really turned the screws onto Navi. Boomich already down. Finally, they get another purchase in. Instantly weakened. Electronic spray on point. Two players fall to his wake. And the AK opens up outside control. Flaming. An important duel up against PRT, and he comes out ahead. I think he got dinked, but it was through the wall. So it took away all of that damage. Mobs may get the drop onto Electronic, who may not be anticipating a third player to be here, and indeed, that will be the case. But it's still a 3-on-2 and advantage to the Navi.
Yeah, it's a small victory to be won. Electronic had so much impact with those picks, had such a great timing up close at outer. Perfecto takes down Mob, so now only Skull is left standing. He gets control of Hut
to pull the plug when he knew the round was done. A bit of damage across, and again, Navi's economy.
A little bit of a tricky position that could be a problem if unchecked. PRT, but Electronic, he's aware of it, but he still goes down. He does take PRT down to 9 HP, and now upper is being taken. They know that means the rotation for upper is going to be a little bit slower with that much of an outside push, and they are able to clear out that upper site very well. So this looks like Navi should be, you know, dotting the I's and crossing the T's of the fourth round.
Them all pull the plug, go through lobby together, and make sure they don't fall into this trap. I would say for Team 1, they can take this, they can really start to steamroll ahead. They're going to be getting straight onto the site. That's the weakened spray from Electronic, who is flashbang through, but Flamey makes the most of it. Takes down Maluk straight afterwards. Boomich gets a flash to the face, and he has to pull the plug. So a 1-for-1 trade, but again, outside control is falling the way of the T's. This time, though, a secret player has made a move in, but Pesadillo's head has been removed.
Taking these early round situations by storm. They keep getting these advantages. Now they have the 4-on-3. PRT does get aggressive in lobby, does get one, but not going to get out of there. Great response from Navi to understand the situation and get that one back. Well, they expect another defense.
They do. Simple's watching it. He's seen the script. He's been there so many times. Mobs does get the death from above. 28 seconds to play with and instantly dips down into ramp. He's got a perfect read of the situation. This is a clutchable round now for Mobs, but he may have missed his chance. Open find start away the time. Still somehow alive, but Flamey, who is really...
And now they finally got what they've been seeking. Go out of Team 1. A chance at an easier round. A chance to finally grab a lead here on Nuke. And they are doing so very rapidly, Vince. They already have the 5-on-3. Seems like this one is pretty much going by the book.
Luke is going to try his hand and go for that haymaker into lobby, but instead it's jabbed to the face with Perfecto's AK. In doing so, as you said, the lead should be there for the taking, and it's somewhat a bit of a repeat performance from Train, where Team 1 had an excellent start to their CT half, but ultimately it fell. Player behind, though, their positions are so powerful and so deadly, and it puts Team 1 into awkward spots across the map.
Yeah, that was really good Molotov use just to clear out a lot of these little corners and angles to get them a little bit of space. Boomich now, gets caught by Maluk from below. I thought maybe he had a chance there, but Maluk finds a great timing. And that's going to get the 5-on-3 now, the team on with time dwindling here. Navi still don't really have the deeper map control they need to actually take a site. Yeah, they have Perfecto and Big Garage. Yeah, they still have access to lobby, but they do not have the manpower. Now they're just going to try to force a play towards upper.
Entries, they need them right now. Flamey could be the man for the job. It's Simple with the AWP that runs straight out. 15 seconds to play with. They still need to get across to the site. And their skulls. Double spray. And Simple is making a beeline for the site downstairs. It will be post-plant, but 30 HP to his name. 1-on-4 coming up against him. Vents, the first player comes in. No scoped out of his boots. His skulls, but fortunately, Maluk.
Again in this half, they had a great early start, but it's been a run from Navi. At least they finally had an answer for it, that one.
Even with that last round going the way of Team 1, though, the bulk of these last 4 or 5 have certainly been Navi's. But Maluk up close, gets 1 nearly seconds. Unfortunate not to land the shot onto Perfecto, but Skulls comes in. And Mobs with the fast flank puts down Simple in the back of the head. The timing going against Navi this occasion. And now Electronic alongside Flamey, trying to make something happen outside of Squeaky. Flamey comes back in, big headshot delivered on. Pesadillo has the angle covered though, and Flamey never really had a chance. Electronics had a bit of a quiet game so far, down on 5 frags at 49 ADR. This would be a big moment for him to shine, but he has been put down. Now Boomich has to try and pick up the pieces, whereas he was very powerful on train. He, alongside Electronic, have been eerily quiet here on Nuke. And this has been very indicative of Navi as of late. Their T sides have struggled, their CT sides have looked rock solid. I suppose that's something to put in the back of your mind as they go for the vent dive. The timing was against PRT, but Mobs is already in there. They'd read this situation so many times. Navi in the first 5 rounds were vent diving almost every single round. So it's a great rotation, great read from Team 1.
Yeah, them getting these opening picks gives them a lot more flexibility on how they move across the map the rest of the way. But that's a great little bait jump out for Simple getting an op shot there onto Maluk. The problem is that they're not getting any more progress.
AK that's now traded hands, and Team 1, actually a player behind, could be conceding this round. Pesadillo's spray not quite there to deliver, but actually gets 2 kills from this. I thought he had no chance, and now it's allowed that retrieval to come into play through hell.
But that information has been passed, but luckily Flamey has been kind of lurking around here the entire time. He's going to break some glass, but some pressure. There is a player just ahead of him, though. That's Pesadillo. He's able to get 1, but Electronic is very quick to trade, and so this will allow a bomb plant for Navi.
Electronic and Boomich up against Skulls and Maluk. The HP does favor them. The firepower also favors Navi in these positions. Maluk has the AWP, but no reason to peek him at this point. The bomb is planted out in the open, and there's a flash and a smoke, but not much else on the collective belt of Team 1. Boomich goes down first. Electronic gets perforated straight afterwards from the M4. Team 1 successfully get the retake. Do concede by 3 as they trail, but they can easily bounce back if this second pistol goes in their way. Flashes and mollies, but they're going to line up for Electronic. Only gets 1 in the meanwhile, though, and PRT puts him down pretty quickly afterwards. Simple gets aggressive with the CZ, straight through on Squeaky, takes down his adversary, and then pulls the plug afterwards. Pesadillo around the back, though, takes them both down with ease. In a 1-on-4, he's half the odds, but still needs to get onto the site where the bomb is currently there, waiting for him, and the timing nearly works against him. He could be getting flanked in as well from Vents. He realizes this, but he's been tagged down to 31 HP. There's still a minute to play with, but Flamey, he is not slowing.
The full save of Team 1 likely should wither away in this round, you'd have to imagine.
Mobs with the Glock of all weapons has put Electronic down. They're making sure it's not a clear-cut round, at least, with the MP9s just ripping and shredding and building up a ton of cash. Electronic has to replenish his buy, and there was also a dink down onto Boomich, who's going to get aggressed on from multiple angles, but does hold the line alongside Perfecto. At this stage, they don't have really much in surplus. They're going to be trying to get out aggressively. Mobs, so aggressive, but all the kills after him go the way firmly of Navi. And Pesadillo's already down to 36. He gets torn down a peg. Looking to try and get some more aggression, but walks out into the double stack. And it's Simple's AUG that will have the final word. Maluk may very well put down Flamey, but it has no idea as to how much trouble he's currently in, because the bomb is dropped on the A site, and Navi is circling it like vultures.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds that's like a bottle rocket that's a dud. light it on fire, you see the initial sparks, and you start to get excited, and then it just doesn't go anywhere. As halfway approach, like maybe some tech lines and utility at most, but other than that, shouldn't be spending too much. They try to get the full buy in the next round, so Navi likely will be taking the lead here, 10-9, in just a few moments.
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely with every passing second that Navi, once again, relying on their CT side to get them out of trouble. Simple did actually land that no-scope. Skull's fortunate to survive that one, does get finished off straight away afterwards, and with the kills going down in position, even if the AWP is down, someone should be able to... Teamone slowing it down somewhat, but there's now going to be a flurry of grenades firing their way on towards the hut. Molotovs, flashes, smokes, everything tossed in. But Navi have got that blockade set up. The impenetrable defense, the fortress, has been put into place again. And considering that they tossed nearly everything they had onto the site and they've only lost casualties, they've only taken pain. Now they've got a smoke and flash left. They're going to try and do what they can to limp their way towards the site, but they're being culled where they stand. Yes, PRT gets a frag, and maybe even a second onto Electronic if he's not careful. There's not really much he can do about this, to be fair. He needs someone to come and help him out. Now Flamey is the man to do the job.
He's jumping over bullets.
He's literally dodging bullets left and right while Flamey comes in to clean up the rest. And although he'll go down, look, Electronic, the MVP of the round.
They lose this, they will have to save. That's where Navi can build up a massive lead.
Oh yeah, they're on the fast track to securing map 2, and they nearly lined up for a collateral. Simple probably couldn't believe his eyes for a second as he pulled the trigger. He gets one, does get counted instantly by Molbs. And they've already quickly maneuvered their way into Garage, but Electronic is here. Molbs picks up his second. Do they expect Electronic to be behind Blue? And this could be the ace up the sleeve for Navi. But he's still pretty sure that Garage is going to be aggressed on. They have two players watching the same position, so now Electronic can turn his attention elsewhere. He's given his position away. PRT! That Ferrari peak headshot is sublime. Team 1.
Basically, you could breathe on him and he would be in the grave with the amount of HP he has left to put to use. We do see some utility being spit towards upper side to try to maybe put some pressure there, but they're actually trying to go for a ramp room control. Now, Flamey is still here, and he throws down a well-timed incendiary. They're actually running through it, and they're getting caught up by, and Simple's also there to greet them. This is a big problem for Team 1. They have to bounce away, and now try their hand at upper, but there's already a good defense in place.
That's a madness to me. They tried to push that incendiary. They lost so much from that. Electronic puts the bullets down range and secures the kill onto Maluk, but Perfecto is probably just a couple seconds away from getting a double. I say that, and Mobs just dry peaks, takes his head clean off. It's a great cost to his HP though, but he's gone in for another one. Wasn't anticipating Boomich at the top of Hut, and they're
still certainly in contention on this map.
With one, tries to transition into that second spray, and his spray was sloppy at the end. Electronic though nearly gets a drop onto multiple players. Simple at the back of the site gets one, but just overwhelmed and
able to deal their own body blows and find an 11th round. Again, not letting Navi's lead upper, while Flamey, the main defender at lower site, has been spotted.
Quesadillo's been tagged down low, as has Molbs, and that puts them on the back foot. Red light shone in their eyes. The hand placed firmly in the face of Team 1, and they've now got to try and outmaneuver with 30 seconds. It was looking so good for Team 1, and now it's looking pretty bleak as they come up heaven slowly. Electronic will show no chill. No prisoners taken. Only bullets barrage down onto the oncoming teams. They'll try and wrap around lobby at the meanwhile. There's flashes coming in. It's a good flash at that and does afford them a bit of safe passage, but Perfecto is already in prime position to strike this one down. Last man standing is Mold, but not for much longer.
The big opening pick. Now, they had this last time. They still wound up succumbing to an upper take from T1 due to a great entry through Squeaky Hall from Pesadillo. And again, Team 1 looking to test the waters at upper, but Boomich was there early this time inside the hut. But again, they're getting the favorable trades. Luckily, Electronic gets that kill on Mini, and that gives Navi some hope thanks to Flamey's efforts as well.
Pesadillo 1-on-3 to try and clutch this one down and really hurt Navi. Put the beating onto them. Won't be happening. Simple holds his line. As do not
going to see Navi trying to slow down any type of fast pushes, and Electronic playing up close. Outer finds this man and more. Two big kills from Electronic.
It's looking like Team 1 may have run out of a bit of steam. Finally, Navi's superior firepower is rising to the top, but so is Skulls with the AK. Beautiful headshot delivered first class onto Simple.
Over towards Heaven, not committing to anything too much, so they'll be able to get kind of an early alert and then work together, even if it means having to concede the slide itself. They have all the kits they need, as well as, you know, nades for nade stacking, all that good stuff. Flamey, though, takes out PRT, so it may not even come to that.
Spot the shoulder around the corner, but Flamey.
And so Navi seemingly doing their part, Vince, to stay in playoff contention. Again, those other series are still going on, though. There's other determining factors. And we see Flamey, though, lighting up 2 more, Vince. It's looking like the end.
Simple missing a shot that you'd expect him to land. Reputation preceding him, but the slow peak doesn't really fare well for the T's. They just swarm Simple, though. So finally, allow Boomich to stay alive a little bit longer. Electronic making sure Shadow is clear. Molotov does just that. Player down to the right-hand side. There's only a certain amount of spots at this point that players could be residing in. Navi should be checking their angles, but Skull spins around for 2 out of nowhere, and now it comes down to Perfecto, who connects the headshot downtown onto Maluk and saves the round and takes Navi to a 2-0. We'll be headed to a break. When you rejoin us, we'll be breaking down all of that madness.